In this video I'm going to show you a technique to tie into an existing road edge. So we don't want to reconstruct this road or that road, we just want to tie into it. We will be creating new curb returns matching into the existing edge. So I have a template created called existing edge, and that template it consists of an LEB and an REB code, just a little bit offset either side, 10mm. And what I'm going to do is create the edge strings here as road objects. And if those road objects get created with this particular template, so an LEB and an REB exists, I can use the software's AutoCAD return command and transition my design back into the existing edge. So these alignments have already been created. What I'm going to do is run create road and pick on that existing edge object or alignment and apply the existing edge template, and I'll set the sampling to be nice and tight and click OK. Now, being the existing edge of road, we want the levels to match the existing edge. So this big button with the green plus, match to existing. Using that I can set to match the levels down at each cross section to the natural surface. So there's no need to do any fitting. Apply and exit, and then that has been set up. Just so you know, if for whatever reason you accidentally create it as a string and you want to turn that object into a road, or you create a road and for whatever reason you want to make it a string, this button here with the arrow switch roads and profiles allows you to turn roads into strings and strings into profiles. So the existing edge is created as a road. That curb and channel we created last time is a profile object, a string object, but I can always flip them to strings if I wanted to. So I just wanted to point that one out. Now over on the other side we're going to do the same thing, create road, existing right, apply that existing edge template, nice tight sampling, and then once again match to existing, match to the natural surface. Right, now we know that the intersection has been detected by the software, so we get that red line indicating the intersection has been picked up. Now if I open up the vertical grading of my main road, the software has tied in my design into that existing edge, and you can see it's added this vertical curve, or this IP with the vertical curve. Now I can't actually delete that well at this stage anyway, because it's controlled by what we call the auto VCEs. Now on a reconstruction job you generally want to turn it off so you can control exactly how that transition occurs into the intersection. So I'm going to open up the resample sections for President Street, and down the bottom you'll see set auto VCEs, and I'm going to set that to never for cut and fill situations. Right, and I've turned that off. Now if you want to do that for all jobs or new roads that I create in this project, I just go to road details and set those conditions for ease to never, and I can do that to the global settings for all future projects. So if I open up the road, I still will see that IP there, but now I can delete it. What I want to do is rerun the compute VC that I set up before, where I wanted about 50mm above the surface there. But I still may need to, I don't know, that should be, yeah, so I might just have to make some adjustments there so that transitions a bit better. But anyway, we don't have the auto VC there now, and I have full control over the transition of my design back into the existing side road. Okay, so now that those intersections are set up, I'm going to add the curb returns in. So I'm just going to use the curb return command. I think I want this at a 6 meter radius, and I'll put this one in at a 6 meter radius as well. And this one I'll go for, we'll try 4. Now, just playing around, I actually created my own alignment for this curb return. So you do have the option of just creating your own geometry for the curb return. And when you go and create the curb return, you simply pick on specify. I called that alignment new curb, and that curb has been created. So if I was to have a look at the vertical geometry of that curb return, the software for me, and it's probably because I'm running over the existing curb on that one, so let's just go to maybe this one. Probably doing the same here. Yeah, it's jumping up and down a bit. But what the software is doing is transitioning my design back into the existing edge. So I could now run auto model, and I now have a design surface for my design. By clicking on toggle display, I could turn the mesh on as well and review the mesh as well. Now, one thing that I just noticed in doing that, currently on my curb returns, I don't have a template applied to them, and that's because the software by default has defaulted to the template on used on the edge string, which we remember was only the edge bitumen. So what I'm going to do is, if I go into the template editor, I've got a template here called metric curb LSM, which has some curb and channel and footpath. And I also have the same template but called no footpath with the footpath removed. So if you remember at the top, I don't want to apply any footpath. So I'm just going to open up the design data form for each curb return and change the templates. This one's no footpath. We can see the curb strings appearing there now. And the southern ones will get the template that has the footpath. So we want metric curb LSM. Now when you make a change to the template like that, while you're in the design data form, selecting this button will refresh the model, design model for you. Okay, so our road is coming along. What I'm going to do in the next video is just visualize it. We can see it in 3D, and I might show you a technique to change the curve to a layback shape through that driveway there.